Yep. So, what if I can't draw flowers? I'm just gonna do them anyway. It's just imaginary flowers with watercolor because it's pretty. Well, this painting actually ended up reminding me of a fairy tale from Hans Christian Andersen. It's called Thumbelina because the little girl in the fairy tale is no bigger than a thumb. So I thought if you guys didn't know about this fairy tale that I would read it out loud for you with my Tarzan English. So here we go. A long time ago and far, far away, an old woman was sitting in her rocking chair, thinking how happy she would be if she just had a child. Then she heard a knock at the door and opened it. A lady was standing there and she said, "If you let me in, I will grant you a wish." Sounds to me like like a witch. Sounds to me like you should not open the door, right? The old woman let the woman in, but first because she felt pity, secondly because she knew what she wished for, a child. After she washed the lady up, yes, she washed the lady up. Can you imagine if that was like custom still? That when you had unexpected visitors, you should start washing them up. Ugh. Anyway, after she washed the lady up and fed her, she saw that she was really beautiful. The lady slept soundly all night long, and then right before she left, she said, "Now, about your wish, what do you want?" The lady thought about most people's wishes to be richest in the world, most powerful person, the smartest, and the prettiest. But the old woman wished for something the lady could not believe. She said, "I would like a child." "What did you say?" she asked because she was astonished at what the old lady asked for. The old lady repeated what she said. "I would like a child." The lady then placed a tiny seed in the old woman's hand and gave her instructions. "Plant this seed, water it carefully, watch over it, and give it your love. If you do all those things, then you will have a child." So the old woman did all of those things the lady had told her to. In a week, there was a beautiful yellow flower in place of the seed. That was pretty fast, right? Magical seed. The next day, the flower bloomed. Inside the flower was a beautiful little girl who was the size of the woman's thumb. So she called her Thumbelina. She made her a little dress out of a golden thread. Thumbelina slept in a walnut shell and brought the old woman joy and happiness. But one day, when Thumbelina went down for her nap, a frog hopped through the window and said, "You will be the perfect bride for my son." And she took Thumbelina to a lily pad and hopped off to find her son. Thumbelina cried, and some little goobies heard her and chewed the root of the lily pad to help her escape. Thumbelina's lily pad floated away. A few hours later, she finally stopped floating. During the summer, she ate berries and drank the dew of the leaves. But then winter came and she needed shelter. A kindly mouse let her stay with it, but it said, "You will have to marry my friend the mole, because I cannot keep you for another winter." The next day she went to see the mole. In one of the tunnels she found a sick bird and said, "Oh, you poor thing, I will bury it." Then she found out that it was still alive, and she cared for it until it was ready to fly. It flew off. That fall she nearly had to marry the mole. But then she heard a familiar tweet and an idea popped up in the bird's head. You can come down to the warm country, it said. So Thumbelina hopped on the bird's back and flew to the warm country. The people there were like her, and they named her Erin. She married a prince, and she lived happily ever after. The end. Isn't it just a beautiful story? A cute fairy tale? And I love that Thumbelina ends up in a warm country because I would love to be in a warm country at this moment. So I wouldn't have like stiff, clumsy fingers for my painting. You might wonder why I'm reading you Thumbelina, and there is a special occasion for that. You see, in Danish, it's not called Thumbelina, that's the English title of it. But the only way we can get Thumbelina on DVD is via UK, so it's got like the English title to it. And it is so funny when Danish customers are coming into my store asking for this particular DVD because most Danes just somehow forgot that they can speak English, or maybe they're shy, I don't know why, but they tend to pronounce English titles with a super Danish accent. And in this case, they're asking for Tumbelina. And my name is Lena, and a tumbe in Danish is the same as an idiot. So it just cracks me up every time I have a customer standing in front of me asking for idiot Lena. I don't know. It's really gonna be a long day if you don't have humor. I know. But let me put on a little bit of music before I say goodbye to you. Yeah, isn't it just horrible? The free music choice that I got in this movie maker program. I swear, every soundtrack starts with this rhythm box going. Tuk, 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 tuk. Oh my god, it just brings me back to the 80s. Anyway, it's just been Black Friday, and I did not really have money to shop for, but I was looking around, and then I stumbled over something that's giving me this craving inside, and I don't know if it's because I'm not able to purchase it. like it's the chase, or if I like really, really want it. But heads up for you guys who likes the Gensai Kuro Tambi watercolor. They have come out with a new palette called the Art Nouveau, and it's loaded with 24 muted, beautiful watercolors, totally in Alfonso Mucha's watercolor palettes style, you know? So, Gensai Kuro Taki Tambe Art Nouveau. I see that you can buy it on the Japanese Amazon site. Don't ask how I end up on that site. And it's currently sold out, but I think it will come back. And I hope that it's sold out because it was so popular. So they're gonna produce a ton more and let that supply flood into the European market so I can get my hands on it. Do I need more watercolor? Probably not. I think I got, you know, my my share of the world. But what's different about this palette is that it's not the generic 12 watercolors that we often see in watercolor palettes. It's like 24 different pans. So just like the Graphitin muted pans kit set, what did they call it? The travel kit set or something? It was like new colors, you know. The same with this Gansai Tembe Art Nouveau palette. New colors, 24 new colors. I'm dreaming of it, and as soon as I can get my hands on it here in Europe, I'm gonna treat myself to that present. So, yeah. Other than that, I found gouache set from Himimiya. I have been so lucky to be gifted the Arctic gouache set. Um, and I really have used a lot of it. And it's like 30 ml cups, and in some of them I've already used half of the cups in only 5 months. So I'm down on the white, you know. So I was thinking that my hubby could give me that for my Christmas present. So that's the only item that went into my shopping in the Black Friday hysterical weekend that we just had. And it was on behalf of my hobby. So now let's see if I'm mature enough to wait at least a month before unboxing it. It have not yet arrived with the mail, but I so hope that my hubby grabs that box when it arrives so he can stash and store it away. Otherwise, I can't help myself. I will just open it and just see the things. But I can't wait to show you guys on my Christmas upload what was in that Himimiya Guaset kit. But thank you for watching so far. This was just fun painting to do because I needed to play with watercolor. So I took a giant poster-sized sheet. It's mixed media paper, so it's not watercolor paper. And I just started planting a face and then a lot of like transparent flowers around it, and had a lot of fun. Sometimes I just want to use colors, and then instead of just sit and do some random swatches and mixing, I just decided to go crazy on a giant sheet of paper, and I can totally recommend it. I like the way it turned out. It's just a messy, colorful sheet, and it was such a joy to make. I hope that you guys was somehow entertained and